Hey guys, Moms Against Medical Bullying. So I don't know if you heard this or if you guys know about Brandy Vaughn from Learn the Risk, but she passed away suddenly. And also Sally L. Cordy from New York, Vaccine Free NYC. I don't know if you know who she is, but she also passed away. And I thought, wow, so many people passing away in 2020. But anyways, sad, but it's crazy. I came across this article here, and it's just crazy uh, how evil our system is. Um, how evil the media is. Uh, so yeah. So yeah, this is an article. You can see they say this lady died of it. But my question is, what did they do to her in the hospital? So, okay, it says Erica was 8 months pregnant when she was diagnosed with it. I'll just call it it. In November, she was induced and gave birth. Okay, so they're saying she had a normal delivery, but honestly, being induced is not a normal delivery. I've never been induced, but I heard it can be very, very intense. I wonder if you can even have health issues from induction. I'm sure there are side effects. Anyways, so it says Becerra was immediately intubated because she was having trouble breathing. 3 weeks later, she died. So, okay. Let's see here. So she's 33. Well, there goes that number. Maybe it's just a coincidence. I don't know. So she's one of all these people that supposedly died of it. Let's see what it says down here, that Becerra wasn't worried about being pregnant during the pandemic, that she always wore a face mask and wiped down surfaces she touched. So sadly, we know what not to do, right? Because this woman always wore a face mask. Like, I don't know, the lack of common sense and the gullibility and how the media and medical system can destroy us is really sad. So, yeah, she always wore a face mask. That's a problem. When you always wear a face mask when you're pregnant, it says she followed every rule in the book and still ended up catching it. All right, so if she followed every rule in the book, what's the point then, right? Yeah, so he just kind of blames people for not taking it serious enough. And then down here it says difficulty breathing after a weekend stay in the hospital stay. So I wonder, like, what happened to her during this weekend? It says in November, Becerra spent a weekend at the hospital after having contractions. But when she came home on Monday, she began having difficulty breathing and moving around. Now, my question is, what happened to her at the hospital for the weekend? Did she get a flu vaccine, possibly? I wonder if there was a flu vaccine in the picture. What else? Did she go to the hospital because she was having contractions and she thought she was going into labor? And was she sitting in her hospital room with a mask on, trying to breathe through contractions? Like, I can't imagine that that they make women wear a mask while having to breathe through contractions. It's just evil, very evil. So yeah, so something happened at this hospital here. that changed her situation. So 3 days later, it says she went back to the hospital. The doctors decided to induce her because of her health. She wasn't getting better. So right after she gave birth to her son, they put her on a tube because her body wasn't retaining oxygen. So, yeah. So she stayed on a ventilator until December 3rd. Wow. So from November 15th all the way till December 3rd, she was on a ventilator. When she succumbed to the virus, really? She succumbed to the virus? Or did she just die from mistreatment? What happened at the hospital? That's my question. Because they're saying here she didn't have any underlying health conditions. So they want us to believe that this virus just attacked her and killed her. A healthy woman. That's what they want us to believe. Who wore her mask all the time and was pregnant. Baffling. So this seems to be the key paragraph here. In November, Becerra spent a weekend at the hospital after having contractions. But when she came home, she began having difficulty breathing and moving around. What happened at the hospital that changed things for this woman? This is what I wonder. Now, I was sitting here thinking, like, just praying about it and just being like, Lord, what the heck is going on, you know? Anyways, as I was sitting there, the only word that came to me, which I hadn't thought of before, was pleurisy. Of course, if you search on Google, does wearing face masks cause pleurisy? Of course, Google is going to say, no, I know that's not true. Look, fact check. No, wrong. Wearing masks don't cause health issues. Wearing an unhygienic mask all day doesn't cause health issues. Blocking your nose and mouth all day doesn't cause health issues. Of course not. It's so evil how they gaslight us, guys. I can't even. So, yeah, so I looked up pleurisy. So yeah, when you have pleurisy, you have trouble breathing. Now the only thing is, the article didn't mention if she had chest pain. It says, tissues are inflamed and infected, irritated, swollen, causing significant pain. Let's see. Most cases of pleurisy are result of viral infection. Well, yeah, they'll say if she had pleurisy, they'll just say it was from COVID anyway. So yeah, sharp stabbing pain when you breathe. This might go away when you hold your breath. Shortness of breath is one of the symptoms. Joint pain, muscle aches, all that. Pleurisy can be accomplished by a fluid buildup that puts pressure on the lungs. So, I don't know, guys. Something happened to this woman. I feel like when she was in the hospital, that weekend that changed her life. And I don't know if this is the result of continued mask wearing, that she developed these issues inside of her body. It's not natural. And these gaslighters want us to believe that wearing a mask is natural and that nothing whatsoever can happen to you after engaging in an unnatural behavior consistently. Okay, this woman was 8 months pregnant. That means she was probably wearing a mask this whole year. I don't know if she worked a job. She could have worked a job somewhere and been wearing a mask for 8 hours a day while pregnant, wearing a mask in the hospital, wearing a mask during labor. It's just sad. You know, nothing that the medical system gives us is contingent or to life. You know what I mean? It seems like most of the things they do promote death. And but the crazy thing is they're promoted as the saviors, the lifesavers, right? I mean, yeah, emergency medicine, but for the most part, it just seems like they just take people's lives through their ignorance and their belief system. And yeah, so. Oh, also, one more thing I wanted to share. Maybe I'll just share that in another video. Okay.